The Indian diagnostic market can be segmented in four different ways. The first one based on industry structure as unorganized and organized. The second one based on geography demographics as urban versus rural. And the third one based on purpose and stage of diagnosis as prescriptive diagnostics versus preventive and wellness diagnostics. And lastly, based on services offered as pathology testing services and image diagnostic services. In this video, I will be sharing some statistics behind the market segments. As an investor, you may wonder in what way would these numbers be useful to you. Please stay with me in the coming videos. There are insights for an investor from these numbers in making investment decisions. I will be discussing them in the coming videos. At that time, the insights from these videos will be helpful. We will now discuss the first way of market segmentation, that is the unorganized versus organized sector. Within the unorganized sector, there are two subsections, that is the standalone diagnostic centers and the hospital-based centers. The standalone diagnostic centers are usually single lab operations, and since there is low barriers to entry in this segment, there are huge number of such standalone laboratories in our country. In fact, there is no proper estimate of how many such labs exist in our country, though estimates put it to around 1 lakh. Hospital-based labs have a lab attached to the hospitals, and that is used to recommend their inpatient and outpatient for any test by the doctors working there, and your blood samples collected, tested and given to the doctors. So this is the hospital based operations, and then comes the organized sector, which consists of diagnostic chains. This is there over the last 15 years or maximum 20 years, and they operate from multiple locations. They are not a single center operation, they are multiple locations, and to support the multi-location operations, these diagnostic chains adopt the hub and spoke model of business operations, which we will see in the coming videos. We will see more details about this hub and spoke model. And coming to the share of the between these players, the standalone centers have around 47%, followed by hospital-based lab with 37% and diagnostic chains by 16%. And you can see clearly that the standalone laboratories have a lion's share of around 47% of the total market share. Within the diagnostic chains, there are two types of classifications. The first one is the regional diagnostic chains, which have their operations only in one city in India or one state in India. And the second one is the pan-India diagnostic centers or chains, which have their operations in multiple cities across India. So if you see the market share between these two players, so within the diagnostic chains, the pan-India operations have a share of roughly around 35%, and the regional players have a share of 65%. Let us now see the different pan-India and regional diagnostic players. When coming to the regional diagnostic players, in North India we have Quest Diagnostics, Core Diagnostics and Max Labs. In West India you have Suburban Diagnostics, iGenetic Diagnostics. In East India you have Suraksha Diagnostics, and in the South you have Medal Healthcare, Apollo Diagnostics and Vijaya Diagnostic Center. Coming to the Pan-India diagnostic centers, you have Thyrocare, Dr. Lalpath Labs, and Metropolis. And SRL too has centers, but now it is part of Fortis Hospital and will not be discussed as part of this series. So we will restrict our discussion to these three pan-India players. Now moving on to the second type of market segment, that is urban versus rural. The urban population lives in metros, tier 1 and tier 2 cities. They have good access to healthcare systems, be it hospitals, clinics or diagnostic centers with modern facilities. And the pricing of test, that is the diagnostic test, is higher in the urban centers. One probable reason could be that the urban population has a higher disposable income and consumes a higher number of diagnostic tests. It is to be noted that the urban population of India is around 35%, and this 35% of this urban population contributes to 65% of the revenues in the diagnostic market. The rural demand or the rural population have relatively small scale facilities and they are more into carrying out basic tests where the pricing is usually lesser when compared to the pricing of the urban counterparts. Let us now discuss the third way or the third type of segmenting the market, that is prescriptive diagnostics versus the preventive diagnostics. The prescriptive diagnostics is a very traditional route historically, where someone falls sick, they go to your doctor prescribes some test, the patient goes to the diagnostic center, makes the test, comes back to the doctor, and accordingly the doctor does the treatment. This is the traditional or the routine way it has been happening all the years. However, the new trend which is started in the last couple of years is the preventive or the wellness diagnostics, which is aimed to identify any pre-existing disease which we already don't know, or risk of a particular disease even before you get the actual symptoms. By this test, people are able to identify risks more accurately much before and take the necessary precautionary measures before any serious conditions could happen. As I told you earlier, that this is a recent trend, and within the overall diagnostic segment, the preventive or wellness diagnostics is roughly 8%, whereas the prescriptive diagnostics occupy remaining 92%. Now coming to the fourth way of classifying or segmenting the market, that is pathology testing and image diagnostic services. The pathology testing consists of analyzing the samples in a lab equipment usually called as analyzers, and a pathologist may be needed to share the results or the findings. Usually the samples are blood, urine, stool or any other body fluid, and this sample is mixed with something called as reagent, and this produces a chemical reaction, and based on that the condition of the patient can be diagnosed. Please note that this reagent is a very important part of this pathological business, and we will see more about this in the coming videos. And remember that this reagent has a very big place in the business model of this pathology business. And the second type is the image diagnostics, where they use procedures like X-ray, magnetic resonance imaging, then positron emission testing and so on. And this section is also called as radiology. Usually a radiologist is required to conduct this test and give his or her findings. If you see the share between both of these segments, the pathology testing has a very high share of around 58%, whereas the image diagnostic services has around 42%. In the next video, we will deep dive more into what we saw in this video, particularly on what is the significance of these numbers to an investor, what can we infer from these data points, and why the percentage of pathology business is higher than the image diagnostic business.